share with you the 6 most important tips on how to build muscle much quicker and much faster. If you have been in this game, you will definitely find this out that after some time doing the same movement, same workout, your body become adapted and you won't experience the growth that you have had actually in the first of the game. So it is something normal. We have to overcome this by some of the tips that I will share with you later on this video. So follow me into this video, and I'll try to keep it short as possible and give you all the information that you will need to maximize your game. So stay with me. The first one is muscle damage. Muscle damage is the reason why we even go to gym or why we even lift some heavy weight. I want you to keep it in your mind. If you just have the greatest amount of muscle damage and you won't lead that by proper amount of nutrition or recovery, you basically tearing your muscle down and do not replace it enough protein synthesis. So by that you're just losing your muscle tissue and it won't help you. So it is really important to understand that it should be followed by proper recovery. It is very important. We can get the maximum out of it by just doing some compound exercises. You know what are they? They are basically type of exercise which involve multiple joint, multiple amount of group, which increase the amount of testosterone in your body by doing that type of exercise, which lead to higher amount of muscle breakdown and meanwhile higher amount of muscle synthesis or protein synthesis. Okay, the second one is recovery. What does recovery consist of? It consists of sleep and nutrition. Our sleep is not just some hours that we spend in bed. It is not that. It is far beyond that. We have to have a proper sleep quality. It's all about quality, not quantity. So I recommend you to have at least 7 hours of sleep. Maybe it's different for everybody. For example, maybe you need 8 hours of sleep, or maybe I need 6 hours of sleep. It's important that sleep has complete cycle of REM or non-REM cycle, which is produced by our circadian rhythm or by hormone that release from pineal gland. So it is important to have a good quality. How we can have a good quality? By just, for example, don't eat heavy meal before our sleep, or stay away from distraction 1 hour prior to our sleep. Or the most important thing is stay hydrated while you are asleep. How? By just sipping or drinking 1 glass of water before bed. The second one is nutrition. Nutrition is the most important of all. It's rule them all, guys. It's rule them all. It has a direct impact on your performance in gym. If you don't have proper nutrition, you won't maximize the amount of muscle synthesis or protein synthesis, so you won't benefit from the good amount of energy during your performance in gym. Now I'm going to give you some diet tips on how to maximize the muscle gain. If you want to have muscle gain, you have to follow a proper nutrition program, which is high protein, high carbs and low fat. So if you want to decrease your weight, you have to be in calorie deficit, or if you want to increase your weight, you have to be in calorie surplus. So there is 2 things in here in bulking, which is the main reason why we have this discussion. And there is a clean bulk and beer bulk. I I say like beer bulk because your body become like beer. After that you have to cut and achieve your best body shape. Why we do that? Why not try something better? But money wise, it may be not as efficient as the beer bulk. The killing bulk consists of higher amount of protein and higher amount of fat and really decrease a little bit of our carbs intake, and you have to track your every penny of everything that you eat. You have to track them and stay informed about them. The beer bulk is cheaper option where you can increase your carb to really in short amount of time increase the amount of your body mass, which consists of both fat and both muscle. It's obvious that after that you have to follow some cut plan, but by having killing bulk you won't need any significant cut plan. Okay, now I'm going to give you some strategic point on how to gain maximum amount of muscle. First, you have to go to TDEE calculator and find out your basic energy expenditure. It's really important. First, you have to know how much calorie your body needs in order to maintain every day in life. So first you have to find out. Once you find that out, you simply, if you want to gain weight, you add some calorie to that amount, or if you want to lose, you cut some calorie from that. So it's really that much simple, but for that you will need some scale for measuring the amount of food that you cook every day, and an app which is named MyFitnessPal. It's really a helpful app which help you to track your calorie intake, and it's really make a game really easy for you, and it's really good, and I advise you to do it as quick as you can. So then progressively, not drastically, add 10 to 20% more calorie to your calorie intake, and expect something between zero point 0.5 or 1 kilo adding to your weight. If not, increase it more. I mean weekly. If not, increase it more. Then we have our macronutrient breakdown, which is protein 1.5 to 2 grams per each kilograms of body weight. For fat, something between zero point 0.5 to 1.5. For carbs, 3 or 5 grams per each kilograms of body weight. So if you want it to be clean, you have to increase the amount of protein and fat, decrease the amount of carb, but not too much. And if you want it to be a beer and cheaper option, increase the amount of carb and decrease the amount of fat and little bit of protein. Those two, tearing muscle and recovery, were the most important thing. Now we will review some minor factors which help you to maximize the gain. Okay, this one is fascia stretching. What is fascia? Fascia is actually a covering connective tissue on your muscle fiber, which actually tighten the room for muscle to grow more. So simply by stretching this covering, you make much more room for muscle to grow. So it's really important. And by fascial stretching, I do not mean to just simply do a regular type of stretching which you do before every workout. I mean specifically DC training, which is done after completely after your workout, and it's basically is that, for example, after your bench press, on the final set, on the final repetition, hold the muscle at the lowest point, for example, at a negative point that is possibly can be achieved. Hold it and try to increase increase the amount of pressure on muscle fiber and really stretch those muscle fiber and for about 60 to 90 seconds and give it good stretch for making new room for muscle growth. Next one is time under tension, which is known as tempo. What is that is actually the amount of time that you put in each and every exercise. You have to really focus and concentrate on doing the full range of motion and doing the correct way of each exercise. I mean, do not rush into it. Do not try to do it as quick as you can. As you can see, some people go and get up on some dumbbells and do as fast as they can some bicep curl. Do not do that. As Arnold said, just be part of your muscle group that is currently working and try to help them and visual that what is going on inside your muscle is really important and try to make some ratio for that. For example, make 3 to 3 ratio. It means that 3 seconds it should take to complete the movement, and after that 3 seconds for negative part of the movement. And by that you increase the amount of time under tension in your muscle. By that you increase the amount of muscle breakdown, and simply followed by that by good and proper type of recovery, you can experience the maximum amount of muscle gain. The next one is DUP or daily unrelated programming or periodization, or basically what does it mean is to confuse your muscle. It serves to eliminate the repeated both effect. What is repeated both effect is simply is the idea that the more you expose to certain stimuli, the weaker your reaction will be to that kind of exercise. What we do in this type of plan, that we simply change the amount of repetition, intensity, volume, or the way each day, not each week. I mean that each day when you go, try to change something to confuse the muscle fiber and make them to grow. How does it work? I just simply write it for you. Just pick an exercise that you are weaker at. Then if you want to gain size, go with repetition like 12, 8 or 6 or maybe 5. And if you want to gain a strength, go for 6, 4, 2 to really gain the effect of a strength. Then try to change the set or reps or rest or the weight of each exercise every day. The next one is add new type of working out or add new type of style. It could be achieved through 3 programs. The first one is to add a variable training approach, like for example a strength or hypertrophy week, and try to alternate between each of them every once in a week. For example, the first week go for hypertrophy, try to do a maximum repetition as you can, try to decrease the amount of weight that you lift, and for other week go for a strength, try to decrease your amount of repetition and try to lift as heavy as you can. The second approach is to add something like, for example, a straight set, drop set, superset, giant set, compound set, pyramid set, rest and pause set. These are the multiple variability that you can add to your program to increase the blood flow to the area of working out and increase the effect of building muscle. And try some new training split, which I am going to give a complete guide to you in the next video that you can use. That's it guys, that's the end of this video. I'm really happy to know what do you think about this type of information and this type of video, or what do you think about overall the quality of video, the quality of sound, or everything. Please write it for me in comment. It will be a huge help for me. Thank you. Please subscribe, like my video, and have a good day. Goodbye.